say to you, I just got back yesterday from my trip, but you're going to see this later. So it's still hot here. And I've got a lot of projects before we leave again. I've got 3 weeks. And so today is project prep day. So I thought I'd go through and give you the what for and where to of what happens to get ready for projects. Remember I mentioned building a new shelf, adjustable shelves for my carvings in my basement. So I bought these 6-foot rails that you put the clips in the shelf. Anyway, cut them in half. So those are all chopped in half, ready to go. Okay, this piece is going to be the sides of my carving shelf. So I was hoping I could get some tinier ones, but I couldn't. These are going to go like that, and I think I'm going to go ahead and channel these so they're recessed, giving me more shelf space. Cut a little dado in the back, or a little rabbit in the back to put the backing, but I don't have any wood good for backing. Since I don't have the wood to do the back of this shelf, I want to put a back on it. I'm committing to getting something that's about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16, and cutting to that end. The biggest part when you're doing something like this is, yeah, the measurement matters, but the consistency matters. So you kind of want to run all your pieces this way, and then all your pieces this way, and then do all your dados with a non-dado head. And that way, at the end, they're all the same. No matter how screwed up they are, they're the same. Does that make sense? It should. So we're gonna run these through real quick. I'll let you watch a few. If you're nice, I'll let you watch me do the whole thing. First cut. If you've been around a while, you may notice a new blade. It's a rip blade. There was an old combination burned up blade on it before, and I was over it. So I put this on, and it's made a world of difference. Okay, so now I'm going to adjust the fence the other way and adjust the blade. Pretend I know what I'm doing. These are $2 fence boards, because, you know, frugal me. And so, like, one of them has a check on the end. So it's a rustic shelf, but that's because I don't want to put any more into this project than that. I wanted to show you this. Let's say you need a dado cutting your wood. The way I do it when I don't have the fancy tools is I run my saw down what's going to be the outside edges of the dado, and then I will just adjust the blade to different spots in between those two randomly and cut out the meat, and that way and then I can just clear the rest out by chisel. I left that intentionally so I could show you how easy it is to clean out. You could run the saw at different increments and get it all perfectly cleaned out. I'm not going to do that today. So we're going to do the other dado for the other rail and then start figuring out our corners. I think we're just going to 45 them and call it good. All right. Now that little bit of cleanup. And these need to be cleaned up enough so that when you put the shelf clips on, you don't have big pieces of snot wood behind them where they won't go in. But the nice part is they don't really need to be super pretty because that metal's going over the top. So that makes it a little easier. And I probably don't even need to, I could probably just get away with just snapping this stuff off, but I figured I'd make it look good by running the chisel down it, you know. Look good for you, the video, that's all. You get to a couple of knots in this chintzy wood, and that's about the only obstacle to it just coming right off. So, just to show you real quick. And the other thing is you want these all to match so that when you put your shelves on, they're level. But it's going to look like that. It'll sit pretty much flush. I didn't do horrible. Let me clean up and we'll get figured out for the next part of this. All right, I cut the miters on all the ends, and the biggest thing there isn't the overall length. I mean, you know, I want it to be close, but it's, again, how much do they match? And I got them really close, so I think it should go together okay. I got to figure a good way to clamp it up because I don't have a bar. I don't have a strap clamp, I don't think. No, not anymore. So we'll figure out how to put it all together. I'm going to have to trim these so they sit in there but don't stick out, which they do, because I did shorten it to get rid of that split end piece and clean it up. So for whatever reason, I have one of these corner clamps. So I'm using it to line up. I'm going to go around and do each corner. Probably not ideal, but again, you know, gotta use what you got. So, I don't like that. I need something under it to keep it level. There we go. Now you're thinking. There we go. I put some glue in there. Just gonna put a couple of packet to hold it while it dries. I don't want to put it where the channel is going to go. Maybe we'll put a couple this way. Heh, 3 more to go. Okay. I decided to cut these into place after I get it put together so I can make sure I got them exactly full length. So I'll rotate it around, do the rest. All right, we're in the home stretch. I had to dig up screws, short little screws, but we got our rails mounted. I didn't show you that because, well, boring. And I'm just going to cut some shelves now. I figured I could probably do about 8 shelves on there if I wanted to. I don't know how many I'll do. But I need to rip these down and then chop them up and we'll have shelves. Isn't this exciting? And for the magic editor, we are done. Except we're not. I have to make the back for it. I made 2 more shelves if I get more clips, but I probably won't need them because some of my carvings are taller. So I'll probably make a tall section and a short section. But I have them if I need them. And if not, it's really nice cedar. I can find something to do with it. Good morning. We're back again, and I went to Lowe's this morning, and we know about those. And I was looking for something to use as a backer for this. Didn't have to be anything fancy, but my goodness, lumber prices. You used to get this bead board for like $14 a package, and it was like 3-foot lengths, and I used it. It was like wainscoting, but chintzy. Worked great. That's what I kind of had in mind for this. Well, They don't carry it anymore, and neither does the depot. So I went the next cheapest route. I went the cheap route. Even this stuff is ridiculous pegboard, but my justification was I can hang things on the back if I want. And it was cheap. So I'm just gonna cut, I'm gonna have to do it in 2 pieces too, but I'm gonna cut this, install it in here, nail it in, and we'll be done. But I'm not gonna make you watch me use a saw. So we got the pieces in, and I was gonna just, pin nail it. They are, but I'm just gonna use these little leftover screws. That way, if I change my mind, if it doesn't work out, I'm not committed. I'm trying to pry nails out. And I think this will hold just fine. Again, the stuff that's going on it, well, it's pretty light. Let's see how it all pans out, I guess. All right, she's done. I'm going to bring it down and install it and start resorting all my stuff for the shelf. So it probably won't lay out quite like this, but it was an easy project. It didn't take too much effort. And using the fence boards, if I was going to put anything on here with any weight, I would probably add a center support of some kind. But again, these things aren't going to weigh much of nothing, so it was perfect. The only thing that was a little expensive was this backer board stuff. Even the rails and clips weren't too bad. So anyway, it'll take all my stuff and put it in one area and help me get a little more organized, and that's what I need in my life. All right, just like that, it's done. The downside, as you can see, right over here, I had to keep these attached because the new shelf wasn't big enough. And I even have, ready? Hi. More over here. So my idea was great. I think I just need to refine it some and keep adding on. But it's working. I'm pleased with it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I don't think I filmed this one as much as I was going to originally because I thought it was kind of boring. So if I bored you, well, you're welcome. Stick with me though. I'm going to go hit some tools up.